Guatemala overall because they were in the group with 3 teams. Mexico didn't quite look like themselves throughout the tournament, at least what we saw from them in 2019, comparing it to that. They did lose a lot of players based off of that team. Only 8 of their 30 goals scored in 2019 were accounted for on this year's roster. Goals were hard to come by. They managed to scrap through until they faced the United States. And for Guatemala, hats off to them. What a tournament they've had. They came into it with a very tough group, having to go up against a tough Bahamas team in the first game. That one went to penalties. Guatemala came through with the win on penalty kicks. And then after that, Guatemala had to go up against El Salvador the first time in group play. They then went ahead to beat Dominican Republic 10-1 to come in second place in the group. In the quarterfinal, Costa Rica, the big favorites, the host nation, against Guatemala. And Guatemala came through with a 6-4 victory over Costa Rica, pulling off that upset. Unable to pull off that last upset yesterday against El Salvador, but again, first time Guatemala is ever playing for a medal in this tournament. They had never previously gone to the semifinal. If you wonder what the motivation is in a game like today, neither team is qualified for the World Cup. Those 2 tickets belong to the U.S. and El Salvador. Neither team playing for the trophy here, but that 3rd place medal. Guatemala, Mexico, long trips back to their nations out of Costa Rica. You want to make that trip with that bronze medal around your neck. You don't want to come all this way and leave empty-handed after going through so much with all of your COVID testing and preparation. You want to leave with a medal. They have a chance to leave with a medal.
Nacionales de México, seguido del himno nacional de Guatemala.
Teams are ready to get going. Third place match. Bronze medal on the line between Guatemala and Mexico. Mexico sets up for one last team photo. They had hoped it would again be before a championship match, but coming up just short. Chance still to leave with something around their necks, the bronze medal. Captains meet for the coin toss. Wilson Gonzalez for Guatemala, Gabriel Macias for Mexico. Guatemala in their navy blue jerseys today. Mexico in the white. Some light rain starting to drizzle down here in Alajuela, Costa Rica. Temperature as it's been all week. In the upper 70s, slight breeze, little rain right now. Macias starts in goal for Mexico, the captain, with Zuart, Portilla, Castillo, and Alaman in front of him for Francisco Cati, the head coach. Guatemala on the other side, looking for their first ever third place finish. Rene Castro, Juan Flores, Edwin Lopez, Leandro Bachez, Wilson Gonzalez, and the head coach Pablo Rodriguez. Mexico in the history of this tournament, as I mentioned, 4 championships, 1-time runners-up, 1-time fourth place, and 2 times they've won the third place match. Mexico has not been in the third place match since 2013. They've come in third place in 2009 and 2013. They had previously made 3 straight finals, but in the third place game today, and it's deflected in, stop made by Macias. Shouts for a handball by the Guatemalan players. No call given. Christopher Castillo leads the way in the tournament for Mexico with 5 goals. On the flip side for Guatemala, Captain Wilson Gonzalez leads the way with 4. Mexico coasted through group play in the tournament. They've still not lost a group stage game in this tournament since 2010. They're consistently in the thick of things in the knockout stage. Just a question of, will they be in that third place game or will they be in the final? 3 straight finals coming into this one. They won 2 of those. They were the runners-up against Panama in 2017. But the good news for Mexico, as this one is sent in by Alaman, they expect to have most of this team back for the 2023 edition after losing so much from the 2019 squad heading into this one. Now they have the core that will lead them, what they believe, to that next championship. Shot comes in, stopped by Rene Castro from Zuart. Castro made a lot of big saves yesterday against El Salvador. That one off the post. And just played back to Castro. Mexico pressing early. No foul called. This is the 5th ever appearance in this tournament for Guatemala. Regardless of the outcome, it's their best ever finish. They never previously finished past the quarterfinals. Obviously today will come in either 3rd or 4th. And for Guatemala, a mix of young and old on their squad. 6 players under the age of 25. Only 2 players over the age of 35. So they will have an opportunity to build upon this finish come the next tournament. Long toss from Alaman. Headed towards Castillo. He's scored in every match so far for Mexico. That one over the bar. Castro watches it sail and gets another ball to get it back into play. 2 shots now from Uriel Zuart. Rain coming down a bit steadier. Remember, at 5:30 is when we will have kickoff of the championship match between the United States and El Salvador. El Salvador has not lost in this tournament this year. The U.S. has 1 loss that came in their final group stage match against the host nation, Costa Rica. Mexico outscored teams 11-6 in the group stage. They had a tough one in the quarterfinal against the Bahamas. They won it in extra time by a score of 5-4. They needed 2 goals in the last 4 minutes to equalize. They were down 4-2. They entered the third period down 4-2, and that was only because they scored very late in the second to make it 4-2. Macias with the ball now sparked that comeback with a goal of his own. Then Mexico scored with 4:20 left in the third and 3:28 left in the third to force extra time, where they scored with 1:40 left to win it. Pouring now in Alajuela. You can hear the rain hitting all of our microphones. Players battle through it. Firms up the playing surface a bit as well. We'll see how that impacts things. Shot from distance, off the post. Angel Sáenz takes the shot. That one over everything. Like Mexico, Guatemala needed extra time in their match against the Bahamas. Guatemala won it in penalties. That one of the common opponents these teams have here in this tournament. Shot from distance, just over the bar from Juan Flores. He's got 2 goals in this tournament. Guatemala outscored teams 14-11 in the group stage. Castro is saved at the near post on a shot from near midfield. Bias, this time is a bicycle kick. Both of Guatemala's defeats in this tournament came against El Salvador, once in the group stage and yesterday in the semifinal. Gonzalez touches it past his defender, still battling for it. Taken away by Diego Rodriguez. He was the hero for Mexico in the quarterfinal. Scored the equalizer and then the winner. Castillo keeps it in. Touches it outside. Alaman. Given away. Still scoreless through 7 minutes here in the first period of the third place match. Joe Malfa with you here in the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. It's been a great week. We cap it off today with the bronze medal awarded and the trophy lifted. These two teams playing for the right to not leave empty-handed. United States and El Salvador already qualified for the World Cup and will battle for the trophy later on. Floated in and headed away by Sáenz. Now out for Perez. Dealt with well at the back. Macias bides his time. He's got 1 goal in this tournament. Just lays this one off. Rain settling down in Alajuela. Giveaway with pace. Coming down the wing with Sáenz, but the ball played behind him. Portilla. Chipped all the way down towards Portilla. Nodded away. Zayens shouts for handball. Alamán takes it. Miguel Gonzalez fighting for it. Now Perez knocks it out for a corner. Alamán to take it. Got 3 assists in this tournament, 2 goals. Chips it towards the back post. Header, shouts for a handball, not given. Looked like it might have taken a touch off the hand after the header by Portilla. Back out for Zuart. He's taking a couple of shots from distance, laid it off for Portilla instead. 2.5 to go in the first period, still scoreless. But both teams now starting to press a little bit more. Gonzalez. Chested down by Alvarez, nobody in the path of it. Christopher Gonzalez, up to Zayens. Zuart, Castillo battle for it. Throw is 1. Zuart back to Macias. Under 2 to play in the first, still scoreless. Macias. Gonzalez heads it out for another corner. Matter of time before Gabriel Macias, the goalkeeper from Mexico, maybe tries to take a shot himself from the back to spark something. Castro with the grab. Pulls it out for Alvarez. Gonzalez has it run by. Christopher Gonzalez takes the shot. Bounces all the way down to the corner for Alvarez. Inside, Gonzalez. Stopped by Macias. See if he maybe tries to take a shot. A minute to go, he'll just throw it out. Could get it back. He scored the opener for Mexico against the Bahamas. It was something like this where the offense was just sluggish and looking for a spark. He provided it with a strike from the edge of his own penalty area. Chips it up. Is he looking for it? Nope, just lofts it out wide. Montes de Oca misses the volley. End line in front. Castro makes the stop. Back to Montes de Oca. All the way back to Macias. With the keeper again. Montes de Oca calling for it on the right side. Shot on top of the netting. Bronze medal on the line. Mexico has 2 of them in their past to go with 4 championships and 2 fourth-place finishes. Guatemala has never been this far in the tournament. Action continues in the second period in a moment. Number 2, Mexico in the white going from right to left. Starts with the kickoff. Joe Malfa here with you, 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. Castillo to Aleman, to the left side for Samano. And in the hands of Castro. Nothing doing there on the kickoff for the Mexicans. Eric Adrian, the backup goalkeeper for Mexico, gets a shift there. Here in the second period of the last match for them of the tournament. Rene Castro stays in goal for the moment for Guatemala. Alvarez has it blocked by Samano. Haven't seen Eric Adrian in a couple of games. Did not play in either the quarterfinal or the semifinal. But nice to see him get some time with the captain, Gabriel Macias, taking the period off. Long throw from Castro, out. One of the treats we've seen in this tournament is some of the tournament's all-time leading goal scorers battling for the Golden Boot. Christopher Castillo with 5 for Mexico. Pretty good tally, but not even in the race because we've had some great performances. Velasquez for El Salvador has 11. Batres for El Salvador has 10. Leslie St. Fleur for the Bahamas had 7 goals, and he's played a couple of fewer games, of course. Carrera for the United States has 4. So he's got a chance to get a couple more later on in the title game. A chance here for Guatemala, stopped by Adrian. Still battling through. Alvarez to Flores. Stop again by Adrian. Flores, this time he gets it done. If at first you don't succeed, try again. It took the 3rd shot from Juan Flores to beat Adrian after 2 saves were made, and Guatemala strikes first 2 minutes in to the second period. Here's the second save that Adrian made, and then finally on that rebound, Flores able to get his 3rd goal of the tournament. Busy early on for Adrian in his period of relief for Gabriel Macias. Now Mexico has to battle from behind. Initial shot blocked. Samano down the wing. Keeps it in, trips on the elastic band there. Regathers himself, now takes the throw. Aleman back out to Samano. Those 2 linked up for the first 2 goals of the tournament for Mexico. They have not linked up since. Samano has not scored since. He scored both of the first 2 goals in the first game for Mexico. That came against Belize. In possession now, Samano looking for his first goal since that game. Puts it wide. Down the wing, foul committed, edge of the penalty area. Free kick coming for Wilson Gonzalez, a couple yards beyond that yellow flag. Mexico, as a matter of fact, has never actually lost a third-place match. They came in 4th place in the 2006 tournament, and that was round robin. They did not play a title game or a third-place game. They just came in 4th place based on the group standings. Shot from Gonzalez, wide. So Mexico here in danger of doing something they've never done in this tournament, and that is lose the third-place match. They've been in it twice. They've won it both times. Four-time champions were turned away in their quest for a repeat. Nobody has ever repeated as champions in this tournament's history. United States, Mexico, El Salvador, Mexico, United States, Mexico, Panama, Mexico, the order of the champions in the first 8 editions. It's the 9th edition overall, and what a tournament it has been. We had an upset in the quarterfinal, courtesy of Guatemala. That was a great match against Costa Rica. Outside of that, things held true to form, but the matches themselves were very exciting. Mexico beating the Bahamas, that's something that held true to form, but it was a 5-4 game in extra time that featured a 2-goal Mexico comeback in the 3rd period. Just because we got the results we expected doesn't mean it was boring getting there, or it was the favorites dominating the smaller fish. Even yesterday, Guatemala against El Salvador, after falling to El Salvador 7-1 in the group stage, kept it a lot closer than was anticipated. Montes de Oca taken down, no call. Guatemala was down just 3-2 early in the 3rd period before El Salvador finally pulled away. They were right in the thick of things. Down 4-2 late, and then El Salvador scored 2 goals in the final 3 minutes to make it 6-2. United States against Panama in that quarterfinal matchup came down to the wire. The United States took 3 leads all 3 times. Panama equalized, back and forth trading goals until finally the U.S. scored again to make it 4-3 on a wonderful bicycle kick from Silvera that made SportsCenter top 10 that next day. That finally sealed the deal. That was another exciting one. Guatemala and the Bahamas played into penalty kicks in the group stage. Alaman down the wing. Opportunity brewing in front. Deflected before it gets to Castillo. Chipped over the top. Gonzalez taken down by Bias. Quickly the other way to Alaman across. Castillo knocked away. Halfway through the 2nd period, still a 1-0 lead for Guatemala. Goal scored by Juan Flores here in the 2nd period. Another game on that list of the most exciting in this tournament was that U.S.-Costa Rica final group stage match that came down to the last few moments. Costa Rica won it by 1 goal. And for Costa Rica, it was supposed to have given them an easier path to what they thought was maybe a home trophy here in Alajuela. It gave them a more favorable matchup on paper against Guatemala as opposed to what the U.S. had to face against 2017 champions Panama. And then we had that incredible upset from Guatemala against Costa Rica that has helped get them into this situation. Memorable tournament overall. Can't wait to do it again in 2 years. But still, business to take care of here. Mexico, Guatemala battling for the bronze. And at 5:30, United States, El Salvador battle for the trophy. Alaman over the bar. Too long for Montes de Oca. Calls for a shot into the protective netting. Adrian has to get back to it quickly. Down the wing, Gonzalez falls. Montes de Oca stumbles over him. No calls either way. Space now for Flores. Lays it off for Alvarez. The shot, saved by Adrian. Falls for Flores, still loose. Flores again, save Adrian. Again, save Adrian. Twice in a row again. He's had a couple of flurries of saves like that in the period, but he won't get to that one. From distance, Guatemala makes it 2-0. Samuel Perez, his first goal of the tournament. What a way to get it. Two-goal lead now for Guatemala. Perfect strike. Adrian made so many saves from in close, and it's the one from distance he can't deal with. On the ensuing kickoff, Samano saved by Castro. There was some heat on that one. Down in some pain. A very strong tournament in goal for Guatemala. 41-year-old keeper. To his feet, looks set to continue. And he is good to continue, now defending the corner. Chip to the backside, Samano heads it. And it's gone by the wayside, the opportunity for Mexico. Samano has it run away. Taken away by Portilla. Battle for it on the ground between he and Flores. Alvarez comes away with it. Portilla just sends it back to his keeper. No touch taken on the throw. Castro just lets it by. Chipped all the way over the top into the hands of Adrian. 2.5 to go in the second period. Alaman looking to get the goal back for Mexico. Long throw again from Adrian. Slapped by Castro. Throw for Bias. From distance, over the bar. Mexico's been in this situation a couple of times this tournament, trailing in the dying moments of the second period and into the third. Goals have been very hard to come by. Castillo leads the way with 5. It's a point that I've made a couple of times over the last 2 days. So many of Mexico's goals have been just on dirty plays in front. Not dirty in the sense that he did anything malicious, just a lot of bodies in front. Takes a bounce off someone. Not clean goals like we just saw from Samuel Perez on that strike from midfield. Not a lot of really crisp passing plays that have led to good opportunities. A lot of bounces in front off of bodies, but goals are goals. And the championship pedigree they have in this tournament, they've been able to scrape through. But now in the knockout stages, those issues starting to rear ugly heads a little bit more. Barely scraping by the Bahamas in extra time after trailing 4-2, falling to the United States, and now here in the third place game, losing 2-0 against Guatemala, with not too many opportunities to show for as well as we head to the end of the second period. But if history is any indication here in this tournament, we will be seeing a lot more and a lot better from this Mexican squad 2 years from now. That's been the cycle for them. They win the championship, they lose some guys, they end up in the third place game the next time around, then they win the championship again. It's been a cycle for the existence of this tournament entirely. They've alternated tournaments in which they've won the trophy. They won it last time, they won't win it this time. But this core group will be back in 2 years with all this experience under their belt, mixing a couple more pieces to help them along the way. Look there as Edwin Lopez caught the foot directly to the forehead. Mexico will have 12 minutes and 10 seconds. See if they can start getting that offense right. Get back into this one.
La selección de Guatemala se prepara con el número 4, Ángel Sáenz.
Another look. As Lopez is now to his feet. The yellow card goes against Zuart. Seconds to go in the period. Free kick coming for Guatemala. I believe Christopher Gonzalez will be taking this kick as he checks in for Edwin Lopez. Gonzalez on the run up, strikes it, but wide. Long toss from Adrian, just missed by Castillo. We're gonna get the goal at the horn. There is the horn. End of the second period. 2 goals in the period for Guatemala. They carry a 2-0 lead into period number 3.
Ambas clasificadas al Mundial de Rusia 2021 de fútbol playa.
The driving rain limited the action in the first period. We made up for it in the second. Eric Adrian checked in for Gabriel Macias in goal to get a period of work in. He made that first stop there. Play continued. He makes another stop coming up on the shot from Flores. The rebound, that one finally in. 2 saves, the third try. Flores able to find the netting. That made it 1-0 Guatemala. It was not the last time that Adrian had to deal with a flurry of shots from that close range. Had to deal with it a bit later as well. Led to a strike from distance by Samuel Perez that made it 2-0. Shouts there for a penalty from Montes de Oca go unanswered. Alamán knocks it back for Gabriel Macias, who's back in goal for Mexico. We've yet to see him take a shot. He's got a goal in this tournament. His goal sparked them in the comeback against the Bahamas. Samano mishits it. Alamán shouts for a handball. Looked like he had a case, but no call given. Up towards Gonzalez. Portilla out there to take the throw. Foul in the box goes against Mexico. Free kick coming out for Guatemala.
Tiro libre a favor de la selección de Guatemala. Se prepara con el número 4, Ángel Sáenz. En ese momento tiene la posibilidad.
El Sáenz positions the free kick.
En ese momento Guatemala 2, México 0. 10 minutos 48 segundos del tercer tercio.
Sáenz, the lengthy run up, drives it, and it's in! Somehow beats Macias. Nothing too special about that shot. Just pace towards Macias. Curious to see another look if he just misplayed it. 3-0 Guatemala. Oh, Macias just misplayed it. He tried to swipe at it to knock it wide instead of catching it or just getting a hand on it. And he just missed it as it came right at him. 3-0 Guatemala, the mistake from the keeper. puts Mexico in an even deeper hole. Alaman, too strong on the kickoff. Guatemala getting very close now to their first ever medal in this tournament. Regardless of the outcome, it's their best ever finish. They've never made it to the semifinal. And of course, that being said, have never made it to the final or the third place game. So win or lose, it's their best ever finish. But they'd like to have their best ever finish end with the bronze medal around their necks on the trip home from Costa Rica to Guatemala. Only 9:45 separating that now with a 3-goal lead. Looking to make it 4. Gonzalez, he does! The team's leading scorer, the team's captain, gets his 5th. Guatemala up 4-0 in total control here in the third place match. Rene Castro loves what he sees from his own goal. Guatemala on the way to a third place finish. Mexico needs to start converting if they want any chance. Castro turns it aside. That one blocked in front, falls. Castro, what a save in front. That's how so many of Mexico's goals this tournament have been scored. That one, save again by Castro. Oh, unbelievable from the keeper. So many of Mexico's goals like that bounce in front at the doorstep. It was an easy tap in, but Castro says no as he dives across and kicks it away. For as good of a performance as the outfield players have had for Guatemala, offensively and defensively, Castro the man of the match for sure. So many stops to keep that 0 on the scoreboard for Mexico. Away with it. Lopez gonna get it back on the sideline. Diving in, Montes de Oca, back for Macias. Alaman looking for an alley. Chips it up, Alaman the bike. In the middle, players tumbling. Foul goes against Mexico. Just in front of their own goal. Free kick coming for Guatemala. Already a 4-goal lead. Skimmed across the sand. Macias has to deal with the hop. 8 to go in the third period. Zuart in the corner. Back in the middle for Zuart. He had a couple of early first period opportunities. Not much since for him or for Mexico. That one's in. Mexico gets one. Diego Rodriguez on the strike. Rodriguez scored the 2 most important ones of the tournament for Mexico to equalize and then beat the Bahamas. Will that spark another late comeback? A longer road back this time. Down 4-1. Off the kickoff to Sáenz. Across. Missed Juan Flores. Miss hit by Flores. In front, Aleman trickling towards the goal, off the crossbar and out. Bounce doesn't go Mexico's way. They do get the corner. Take another look at this. The spin, bounce right down and out. Back post, Bias, that one's in. Two quick ones for Mexico. All of a sudden it's a game again. Guatemala was in cruise control, up 4-0. But Mexico scores twice in a minute. Now it's 4-2. Some belief now from the Mexican side. Maybe doubt creeping in, the pressure mounting for Guatemala. Gonzalez on the kickoff. Out wide, saved off the line, or at the post by Portilla. And away by Samano. All the momentum going Mexico's way now. That one out for a throw. In the middle for Cayens. Portilla makes the intervention. Castillo out to Samano. Inside for Castillo. Cleared away by Alvarez. Castro secures it. Macias juggles it, knocks it out wide. Halfway through the third period. Back for Portilla. Macias hasn't taken a shot yet, still in this game. He's been prone to shoot very frequently throughout the tournament. Lofted out to the right side, headed towards goal, just wide of the post. Mexico went about 26 minutes. First two periods and some of the third with little to no opportunities offensively. And now all of a sudden, after going down 4-0, the opportunities have showed up. But now a chance for Guatemala. Free kick in a dangerous spot. Positioning the free kick. Angel Cayens already with one goal today on a free kick. It made it 3-0 Guatemala. Just a misplay from the goalkeeper, Macias. And that free kick for Cayens came just a couple of steps away from his own goal. This one more than double the way closer. Cayens strikes it, just wide. Out for Portilla. Mexico is down 4-2 late in the third period against the Bahamas in the quarterfinal. They scored with 4:20 remaining to make it 4-3, and with 3:28 remaining to make it 4-4. Alvarez with it in the middle, Gonzalez. He gets it to Gonzalez, but he can't get it past Macias. Aleman looking to to get it back from Castillo, but it's given away. Alvarez, space on the right foot. Alvarez takes a deflection off the post after it's touched by Macias. Still loose. Macias now on top of it. Mexico catches a break. Gonzalez. From one Gonzalez to the other, and now back to Castro. Long toss from Castro to Christopher Gonzalez. Alvarez scoops it up. End line. Out for a corner kick. William Alvarez down. Trainers come out.
Hey, todavía hay tiempo, ¿eh? Manejamos la pelota, güey. Vamos, vamos. Tíramela así fuerte, güey. Que no se quede antes, tíramela fuerte. ¡Cuéntale! ¡Listo!
Down by Alaman off the corner. Shouts for handball. Lopez blocks it. 3:20 to go. Mexico down a pair. Castillo looking to make it down just one. Long toss. Gonzalez. That one might seal the deal. It's the captain again. Wilson Gonzalez, his 6th of the tournament. 5-2 Guatemala. Takes some of the pressure off of them. Mexico had been pressing and pressing and pressing from down 4-0 to down 4-2. And now finally, Gonzalez breaks that Mexican run with a goal of his own. Back up 3 with 3 to play in the third period in the third place game. Duarte tips it up. Out for Vizcarra, it's blocked. You can see the smile brimming from ear to ear for Rene Castro, the goalkeeper of Guatemala, after that last one. He senses what's coming. 4-2, a much different scenario, but 5-2. Guatemala has to feel comfortable now. Looking for their first ever medal in this tournament. First time they've ever made it as far as the semis. Lost yesterday to El Salvador. Battling here in the third place game for their best ever finish in this tournament. It's nice to leave with a medal around your neck on the trip home. And they're 2:09 away from that becoming a reality. In the middle, another stop from Castro. Why not? He's had so many today. Highlight reel saves for the 41-year-old. Just 90 more seconds now for Guatemala. Alaman gets it back in the middle, touches it into space, saved off the line. What an effort. Angel Sáenz, Edwin Lopez backtracking to keep that one out. Diaz has 1 goal today. Turning. Out for a corner, under a minute to play. Rain starting to drizzle down again in Alajuela. Duarte in the area. Castro watches it out for another corner kick. Alaman sends one more to Castro to make one more save. Long toss out. Duarte to Alaman. Out in front, Castro dives on it. Keeper rolls it out. 10 seconds to go. Guatemala, a chance for another. That's the final horn. Guatemala, their best ever finish in this tournament. They earned the bronze medal by beating the 4-time champions, the defending champions, Mexico, here in the third place match. Back in a moment with final highlights from a historic win for Guatemala.
Con el cupo, sí señores y señoras, con el tercer puesto de este campeonato Concacaf Beach Soccer 2021. Felicidades al equipo de Guatemala y en breve tendremos la gran final del campeonato Beach Soccer Concacaf 2021. La selección de los Estados Unidos se prepara y recibe a la selección de El Salvador.
Third place game. What's your motivation? Well, for these two teams, it was to leave with something, not to go home empty-handed. Mexico, the 4-time champions, looking to earn a third bronze medal overall as they continue to make it this far in the tournament, just time after time. Guatemala had never been this far in this tournament. First time they've ever gotten past the quarterfinal, and they punctuate it with a win in the third place game over Mexico by a score of 5-2. In the third period, things got closer. Castro made a few big stops, but Mexico finally got on the board with 2 goals. They were trailing 4-0. And then Rodriguez, finally with 7 and change remaining, able to make it 4-1. Less than a minute later, it was Solomon Bias on the header in front to make it 4-2. Things got a bit nervy for Guatemala. Pressure starting to mount against the 4-time champions, against the reigning champions. But they would then get the goal that would help alleviate some of that pressure. Didn't come there. Wild bounce in front, that one took. But it came here, courtesy of the 33-year-old captain, Wilson Gonzalez. 2 goals today, 6 in the tournament. The captain leads the way for Guatemala to victory in the third place match. But we're not done yet today in the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship by any means. The final coming up. Coverage begins at 5:20. The match begins at 5:30. El Salvador and the United States. Those two will both be on the medal stand with Guatemala. The question is, who gets gold and who is left holding the silver? Back soon here in the 2021 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship.